Alrighty, g'day everyone, welcome. Apologies for the bit of a delay there. Hope everyone's well. Before we do, sounds like I'm coming through. Before we do begin though, just draw your attention to the standard disclaimer that says everything is for educational purposes only. You are responsible for your trading decisions. Alright, let's jump in, folks. I've got quite a bit to get through today, folks. I'm going to go through this very fast. Hi there, Gold Digger. Hi there, Trader. UK. Yes, have a look at gold. That's always on the list, of course. Alright, so let's jump in, folks. So, over the night we had news. So we had Fed Chair Powell spoke. Dropped the US dollar a bit, but we'll have a look anyway. It was right at a key sort of level in any case. Not all the US pairs dropped, but anyway. So then we had Swiss news. So later, so in about 4 and a bit hours, unemployment claims. So be careful of that USD. We've got a little bit more US, and then tomorrow night we've got CAD and US. So the biggest event of the month, non-farm. So be careful of that, folks. All right, so let's have a look at the markets. So the S&P 500 got a slight new high here. Here's the trend anchor here. So we haven't got price acceptance through that. Now, apologies, folks, if we're getting a green. Oh, we are getting a green flash. One moment, sorry. Sorry about that. My cursor is messing with the. Let me just disable that. Right, back again. Okay, so you just have to, I've taken the highlight off the cursor now, so sorry about that. All right, so the trend anchor is right here. No price acceptance through that. So I'm still expecting this to kind of kick up like this, all right? So the S&P 500, so we're still just bullish. Now, you'll notice yesterday, risk on. Look, we had neutral to risk on. So I'm keeping that today. All right, and I'm still keeping, we've had some good trades, but I'm still keeping that 60 to 80% risk because this week can be a little volatile. All right, so just be mindful of that. NASDAQ the same. Look what we got. We haven't got a new high here. So the anchor's still down here. So this is just a corrective. But as we said before, caution certainly warranted here. NASDAQ, we're looking for the break through the high here and some setup through here with the cup with handle. We haven't got that. All right. So we're just pulling back in here now. Where's the anchor to this one? It's right here. So we're actually still uptrending, and this is just a corrective within that. But we don't want to see too much weakness. Oh, it looks like I'm getting that green flash in any case. So apologies for that, folks. I did disable that app. All right, the VIX. So the VIX is kicked up. We were watching this for a while. It settled back a little bit, but still need to be mindful of that. Dollar index, all right, into resistance here, dropping back. All right, now somebody requested, I'll do this first. I think it was Split Glass 31 wanted to have a look at the Nifty. All right, so I'm going to do this quickly while it's fresh in my mind, and then we'll move on to some of the others. All right, so the weekly chart is good. So I got a nice big up move here. Reasonably deep pullback through here. Right, but we're still holding, like the 20 period moving average, just a visual guide, a trend. It's testing this level here. I'd be mindful of this one here. Drop back on the daily. So this is okay. We're getting the cut with handle look. All right, so the things that I'd be looking for here, just remember that other resistance is up here. So a potential area. The trend here, was very deep. So look, lack of projection through a very deep retracement. So the trend is not ideal, but that could correct itself. So we're getting a move here. So either we get a setup before, that would be okay to enter. Otherwise, You can see through here, if we get a little pause over a couple of days, that would be okay. Or the alternative, wait for the breakout and then look for the pullback. But that's getting high and getting into this resistance again. All right, so just be conscious of that. Split glass, I hope that helps. All right, let's have a quick look. So the yen currency index, we're watching this. So we've got a pullback in here. All right, so we've got a nice little AB shallow C or ABC here. Entry was kind of through there if you trade that. So you've got to be mindful that this will, the probabilities are that it continues. All right, so let's have a look, folks. Got a huge amount to get through, so let's do this. All right, copper. So if you're in copper from the other day, well done. Look, this is a huge move. We said about the 61 here. Look for a setup so you can clearly see it paused there. All right. It paused through here and then pushed through. So if you got in through there or there, then you've been well rewarded. Okay, so that was on the list a couple of days ago. Now let's go through an order gold. Nice push up into the high here, right at the top of the channel. All right, so be mindful of that. I do have a count through here that looks like this is fifth wave. Right through here, we did have a beautiful setup the other day in here. So those that got in there, partial there, great opportunity. Still pretty strong. So, you know, I kind of wouldn't be just straight out shorting. So you've got to be looking for, you know, opportunities long, but just be mindful where this is sitting, all right? Right at the top of the channel, and you can see that's valid. All right? I was taught to draw channels a certain way. It's not just my own, you know, my own method. I did 2 trading diplomas and the international CFTE accreditation, which is similar to CMT. So, and they're all the same, trend lines and channels. So just be careful where that is. No guarantee, but it's in a bit of an extended state. So I'd be expecting a pullback at some stage. Now, speaking of pullbacks, the one that I do like for a pullback is silver. Silver weekly is broken out. Got a decent resistance here, so we're going to get the fake break. So look, even on the weekly, this is extended, you know, in one bar. It's very extended. So those of you that have been with us for a while will know the setup that I'm looking for here. Okay, so the pullback in here to the 8. So you can see this is very extended. The 4 hour, one of the criteria is that we've got to see it below this 8 period moving average. All right, see through here? And then we're looking for, because why? Because this is where markets, this is where the bigger players seem to buy off with algorithms. I see this every day, intraday as well. So simply looking for a setup, once it tests that, a setup and targeting the 20 period. All right, so you get a little bit of a window there. Could it keep going? Absolutely. But there, that's the initial target, the 20 period. So here's the 8. So price has got to be below that. Often it will just take off. Other times it'll come back and then give a second opportunity. All right, so that first one doesn't actually trigger, and you'll see examples of this as we go through. So I've got some great examples tonight. We did the workshop last night, so those of you that know where the replay is, worth having a look. All right, so silver, that's silver. Okay, let's have a look at the cryptos. So Bitcoin, not really doing anything, just going sideways here. It's actually still in an uptrend. Okay, so the anchor is actually here. All right, so there's the swing, there's the swing. Oh, that's just an internal swing. So here it entered an uptrend. And we don't actually have any new so a high or low swing here. So it's still down here. So the momentum though is down. So you've got to be careful with that. Now Ethereum was the one we were looking at, and this is the setup that we were mentioning, just to pull back in here to the 8. This was a very quick one if it was going to trigger. And those of you from yesterday will know this was the area, see there with the blue with the blue rectangle. That was where we were looking. See, it tested it once. This is exactly, it tested the 8 once, pulled back, and then had another go. In there is where you drop down. We dropped down. Now, I did a whole 5 workshops on this particular setup. So once it enters that, then we drill down to the 60-minute, and we're looking for a potential setup. So you can see, look, there was a tiny one there. You may have taken that one, but the preference would have been to see one in here and then the move back there. So you can clearly see a lot of these, when they don't trigger, they'll just fall away, okay? All right, so that was an interesting note from yesterday. See, then they just fall away. I mean, it could still push there, but that is the opportunity. That moving average separation is what we're looking for on these. All right, so through here, the trigger there, and a move into the 20. All right, exactly what we were looking for on silver. Silver? No, one of the others. All right, so that's Ethereum. All right, let's go through the trades from... Let's have a look at Euro first, biggest currency in the world. It's a nice sharp move. Be careful where it is on the weekly. It's right at the 20. See this? So it's tested the 20 on the daily. So just be a little careful there, but got to be looking for, longs in time. It's uptrending on the 4 hour. Right, let's do some quick recaps. Aussie Swiss. This was on the list yesterday. Looking for longs through here. So I hope a few of you got that one. Okay. Aussie Swiss. Alright, so we're looking for, ultimately, we said this was messy. So ultimately look for the breakthrough there. So notice we've got the IO pattern here. Entry through there, stop there. Look at the move there. So in time, this one will be good for that pullback setup as well. Okay. But for now, just ride that if you're in there. Don't forget to take a partial profit. That was on the list yesterday. Look, right here. All of these here is what was on yesterday's list. A lot just didn't trigger. Okay. And there's a few others. So we'll go through these. It's important to do a recap. Winners and losers. This is not just all about showing you the good. Some just don't trigger. Some trigger and stop us out. That's part of trading. But, for the most part, most of the analysis is on target. One of the best ones, of course, Aussie Yen. We liked this one yesterday. Look. Through there, beautiful little pullback on the 4 hour. This is what we're looking for. We noted it's tested the 38 through here. Look. Move through there. That was your entry there. Partial at the high there if you haven't already. Alright, so if you're in that one, you got that one as well. Well done. That was a beautiful trade. Entry through there. Stop either under that bar or the swing. So you can see, look, multiple R. 1, 2, probably 2.5, 3 R's up already. Aussie Yen. Euro Yen. Right, now we're already getting moves out. Right, we're already getting setups before Powell's speech. So did that kind of help it? Well, look, maybe, but I showed you the euro, or the currency, the yen currency index. It was already giving us a heads up. So the euro trade as well. I said this one was ready to enter in yesterday's stream. Stop through here. Right, so the entry was above this one, 4 hour anchor. And I said we already got a beautiful little swing here. Nice start of early momentum here. Right, as depicted by the moving averages. Stop through here. Right, and we said watch when it tags this level here and the 61. Right, so that was a good one. Like 1, 2 and a bit R's into that. Right, stop here. If you're still in that one, I suggest you take something because, in time this will come back. Well, it's a great trade there. 1, 2, 3 in terms of Elliott. Okay, Aussie CAD. That's another one. Aussie CAD. We said about the move here, the moving average separation trade in there. All right, so you can see we got that. We did. I didn't like it a huge amount, but we did say through here. Well, I did say watch the 20 or the 200, and we did say look for the squeeze play on the 60-minute. Remember that? And I said it's got to be though above the high. So look what we got. Shake out in there. So long through there, stops through there. Another multi-R winner on that one. Okay, now you would have been right in that one, taking a partial. So the entry was here, stop was here, taking a partial as it tagged the 200. In case we got a bit of a reaction there. And it also is, look, the fair value gap or the price void. So we identified that as well. This is, if you've got access to yesterday's stream, go and have a look. It's all in there. I'm not just making this up. All right, so let's have a look at the new ideas for today. All right, so I got pound yen, Singapore yen. So some of these yens haven't moved yet. Counter trend long, pound Singapore, New Zealand CAD, Swiss Singapore for short, counter trend short. Silver, which we did, Germany 40 or the DAX, dollar Chinese yuan, dollar Swedish. And then I want to look at some ideas here, some other analysis, and then just some examples that we'll go through as some learning exercises. So there we go. Squiggly lines. That's it. Now, if anyone wants me to have a quick look at any other markets, just put it into the chat as well. Any of those on Trading View? I know we've got a little bit of lag there. All right, so let's go pound yen. Straight out long. So if the yen continues to drop, you can see this one's a bit late to the party. So see the nice little swing here, move above, daily counter trend swing here. We're above that and we're above the bottom of the base. And the area that I look to on the way up, if it's already hit it, is the 61 of this move here. Okay? So see it there? Right, it's right at it now and it's getting rejected. Pound yen likes the 61. Right, that's part of its character. So it's right into this. We've got a reasonable price void through here. So nice momentum here. So I'd be looking for a setup in here, or if it breaks through this, the pullback and then get long. Okay. So they're the setups, or we might just get the stall in here and then a pop through, right? So the accumulation before the move. Pound yen, Singapore yen. So welcome anyone that's new as well. So look, nice move through here. The weekly is clear. Pull back here, A, B, C on the daily. Beautiful move there. Right, just a nice big complex corrective. Here's a channel through here you can see. So here's the A, here's the B, here's the C on the daily. So you can see here we've hammered out a base. Right, we might have a couple of little shakeouts through there. Got quite a few. So I look for levels at the high for it to move. So you can see there, and then it shook out obviously on maybe Powell's news speech. Let's see, we're getting a move up. So the area that is of interest is B wave up here. But now that it's on its way and we've got momentum and it's broken the 4-hour anchor, in other words, where's the anchor here? All right, so the 4-hour anchor is right back somewhere here. So this is all ranging price action within an uptrend, but this here is the anchor or the trend anchor to this counter trend move. That makes sense. All right, I'm sorry if I'm going very fast. I'm sorry if it's a little bit maybe a bit too complex for some of you. So looking really for anything here, an early entry here. Otherwise, I'm looking at this level. Now we spoke about the importance of these levels in previous streams, and you can see from a lot of the trades that just don't trigger, it hasn't tagged those levels yet, it hasn't got near them. So that's what I'm looking for there with Singapore yen, pound Singapore. Weekly is okay, it's tested the 20 period moving average, it's moving out. Daily, the daily anchor was actually here, so we've entered downtrend at this point. So then we've got a new swing and a new low, so the anchor's actually here. Right? So there's our swing there, so that's the last move. In other words, it's the last swing, so I'm looking for price to test that and get through it so that we confirm a new uptrend. So you can see it's right at it now. Right? So very funky chart, very choppy chart, unfortunately. So there's that level, right? So this is the key level. You know, otherwise I'm not interested in price down here unless it's a short. So you can see we've tested that. Now we've actually got the breakthrough and we're getting rejection here. All right. So the trend hasn't actually, where's the 4-hour anchor? It's here. So we got price acceptance long on the 4-hour. We have. Okay. So it's uptrending on the 4-hour. Nice big move. Push through here. Taking out, you know, some early orders through here. So I'd be happy taking an early entry if it can give me a setup at or near the 20 and show momentum just in, you know, this very short leg. Otherwise, if we get a, you know, just a little pause through here, you know, just correcting through time and the 20 allowed to catch up, yes, I'd take that. Or if we get a pop through here, change colours through there, and then the pullback in here, right, the ABC pullback in there, and a move through B like that, yes, I'd take that as well. Right, that'll allow the moving averages to catch up and be a bit more, you know, in that early momentum phase. Right? Pound Singapore. So that concept applies to any level. Okay, so this is a counter trend long, hasn't actually gone long yet. New Zealand CAD. So we've got the moving average separation play here into the 20, into the 200 on the daily. And also, where's the trend anchor? Look, it's right here. So that would make a good target. So you can see I've identified it on the 4-hour. But notice here also that, see test the 8 period through here, right? And it's just gone straight through. So ideally, the entry was a bit earlier than that. But we didn't, well, I wasn't here, obviously. I was asleep. So this one would have provided a great opportunity, right, in this region here. We've got the outside bar, so some small pullback in there. So it's gotten a little extended now, however, it would be, the only way I would be interested now is if this gives me a setup back in here. Right? Try and get in here because that's the target. It's not far. I want to get a reasonably close stop. Right? So I thought that was worth looking at. That's clear on the weekly. The counter trend long hasn't broken the trend yet. Okay, short, Swiss, Singapore. All right, so you can see Swiss, Singapore, down, down, down on the weekly. It's testing support here. Okay, now I don't just go long at support. Notice we're getting this little consolidation here. This is what we want to see on the daily. It's holding the 8 period. I feel like I'm calling the races, the horse races. Anyway, I'm used to talking relatively fast. I hope you can understand my Australian accent. All right, so you can see we've got the beautiful little cut with handle here, inverted cut with handle. We've got a sharp move here. So hopefully if we get some sort of pullback in here, that'll give us an opportunity. Otherwise, we may even just get, you know, a little bit of a sideways pause and a drop. Allows the, you know, to get kind of near the 20 period for it to catch up. Otherwise, this is too sharp. And this would be bound to snap back. Okay, so we may even get a nice little setup on the 60-minute, and then maybe a nice engulfing. The 20 period is like this, entry through here. I would take that straight back into support. Right? No problem at all. Right? So momentum move, weak pullback. That's what we want to see. Most of you that have been with us for a while know what to look for in those areas. If it just blasts off without us, it's just a with trend pullback. All right. German DAX. Oh, they're multi. Okay, this is getting a bit sharp. Right, see where I'm waiting for the pullback in here. Big move through here. It's actually pull back to the 50. DAX does like the 60. That'll be getting a bit sharp. But you can see here, look, big move. And see the pullback in play? But what's the level I was looking at? It's here, which actually corresponds with the daily pivot. So you can see there's a little bit too much strength there. So, I was hoping that we would have got a, push down here, maybe a stall, and then through. And that would have been the entry through there. Which, look, it still kind of is. So I'm happy to leave that on, but got to see this one fail relatively soon. Maybe a pause, another move down, and then a bit of a move up, and then through. I would take that through that level there. See it? This one. That's a typical price action that would get me into that short. Right? And then hopefully then what that will do is get it below the short-term moving average on the daily. Right? This region here. So you can see I've already tested it once, move back up and then move, and then the target would be the 20. Right, but it's pretty strong, so we've got to wait for a setup. The only reason I like this is because of the move. Yes, multi. So look, this may be too strong. We'll just wait and see. Big candle like this as well. Right, can be considered like a 3-line strike. In other words, it's done all of its move in one go, and then often it just continues on. So I'm conscious of that as well, folks. All right, dollar Chinese yuan. You've got this. Now, remember the other day we spoke about this, and I was concerned that this one was going to turn in, because of the move here, it was going to turn into a B into C trade, A, B, down into C. And I was concerned about the lack of momentum in this leg that always seems to accompany these big climactic moves. So a lot of you will remember that. And I said the only way that I'm going to be interested long in this is if it gets above and gives us a setup either at, remember this, at or above that level there. So by identifying key levels, folks, where you're going to consider a trade, it keeps you out of it, just falls away, keeps you out of an early trade. Yes, I can see the 1, 2, 3 here multi that you might have picked up on. But if you took that, one of your targets should have been the high there anyway. All right? But then it fell away. All right? So, but what I'm interested in now is because this has failed, excuse me, it failed to get any higher. So this corrective move here, so where's the last swing? It's here in this corrective. So that would be the level that I would be looking once again for what we were looking in this area. So you can see price has got back below the 20. Here's the short term. So we're in that early momentum phase. We've got a nice big bearish candle here. Nice big bearish candle there. We've got a nice little stall here. So in this level here. So if we get the same, we get a push into it. Weak pullback in here and then a fail, or an outside bar here. That would be an okay entry there. Otherwise, be looking for it to tag this level again and take the break below either this level or this one, whichever is lower. Okay, and then we've got a position to put our stop here or here. All right, the 20 period will look like this. Beautiful. All right. But then, of course, if it just blasts through and we get a big candle, we've got no choice then but to wait for the, wait for the pullback. Single leg, double leg, multi-leg. Dollar Chinese yuan. Dollar Swedish krona. It's very similar, is it? No. All right, so notice we've got the big separation here. We've got the big move through here. We've got the moving average here. Notice how separated they are. So simply just looking for a move back in to close that separation. All right, so notice here, look, we're under the 200 as well. So looking just for a move into the 20. Could it continue there? It could, but that's the target. All right. So a big move. So this avoids catching a falling knife or just going short wherever you feel like it. So now we're looking, so then we drop to the 4 hour. We've got permission now to be looking for setups. So where's the 4 hour anchor as well? It's right here. All right, so it's trying to break trend on the 4 hour as well, which is good. Nice big move here, right? But I suspect we may get a pullback, something like that. So I'm looking for 4 hour or a 60-minute setup. Right, you see the 60 minutes kind of, it's a little nasty. All right, so it's not clean. We've got the 200 above, it's already sheared through it. So if price does come back, it's likely that probably would hold it and then give us an opportunity to enter. All right, so on the 4 hour, that'll probably put it in this region. So broken, then we've pulled back. All right, these big long thrust moves often will give back. Dollar Swedish. All right, so some other, just remember that's an exotic, so you may not want to be holding that over the weekend. Some other trades worth looking at. Euro, New Zealand. Very similar. See, we've got the moving average separation move. Comes after a base. We've got a nice little distribution and a transition C. This has moved a little further than I would have liked. All right, so there it is there. All right, so there's our distribution, or you can call it a quasi double top. It's through. All right, so I want to see a move back here and then a move down. All right, looking for opportunity in that region here. Okay, so that will still look good where it is, and then targeting the 20 on the daily. Okay, so what I often do on the 4 hour is put the daily chart, mark where that 20 is, just with a line, flick back to the 4 hour, so you can see haven't got a huge amount of room. Well, this is it here. So really we've got to see something relatively quick in order. Now let's just target one, and the second one will be the runner, target 2. All right. But it's worth considering, I thought. I've just put it in other analysis, because it's not quite A grade. Pound Swiss, we were watching, and then all of a sudden it breaks on that news. Okay, so we're watching this level for ages, trying to get a setup under it, but it's popped. So we've got weekly resistance there as well, so we need to be mindful of that. So really, we're just looking now for the breakout pullback. All right, opportunity to get there and then get a move in with our targeting back into this resistance. Dollar yen. Okay, dollar yen. Right, didn't drop, so the US didn't drop. So this is a battle between the US dollar and yen. We're watching this level through here. It is very separated. I'm conscious of that. And it's a huge level on the weekly. But I'm considering this is probably consolidation under. So there's a couple of things that's either going to happen here. one of those being we get the move in, we get the consolidation, and then we get the breakthrough, so we can take the breakout. That's one. We get the move up, we get a nice break, then we get a massive failure, and then it continues down. Right? So the breakout failure, which is probable because it's up so high. The other one is we get the big move through, and then a weakish pullback, evident on the 4 hour or the 60, give us an opportunity to get long and ride whatever is left out of this move. You got to remember here, there's a lot of power, there's a lot of orders accumulated here that should give us a reasonable pop if it's going to break to the high side. Right? A lot of pent up energy there. Let's have a quick look at a couple of some analysis that we did. CAD yen, we spoke about this yesterday, being that I expected because of this weakness through here, right, that there's a potential to drop. Those of you will remember. And then we got the yen weakness, but this was a level that I said it doesn't drop. That's the level, the only level I'm interested in looking at. Right? So you can see when it did break that, bang, straight into the high, one move, and then away we go. So identifying these levels that you're interested in keeps us out of, trying to get in too early. So you can see we marked that out, right? Ethereum we did, Euro CAD. Why was I looking at that? Okay, so look, another separation trade here. But look, we got the 200 right here on the 4 hour, so not ideal. Got a bit of a mess on the weekly. But we do have, look, it milled around the 200 on that 60 minute. It's popped, so look, it's up to you whether you want to have an attempt at that one. It's B grade because of that. And dollar Thai baht I have on the list as well. Dollar Thai baht. So here we go. So remember yesterday, folks, in the workshop, I identified some targets for us. Remember through here with a variety of techniques. Look, through there, these ones. I didn't just make this up. Look at this candle. Look. Right on it. Right on, and a rejection. Right. So we've got a, look, 170, 160 pip rejection. Right? There's the importance of targeting, because otherwise if you're in that trade and you've given back, look, on the 4 hour, you're a bit disappointed. Now, remember here we did the triangle target as well. Right, projected up there. Right, look, right to it. Right, look at the rejection here as well. That tells me that this target from this original setup was valid. Okay. There we can see we've got the rejection. So imagine if you're in that trade and you got an entry, back through here, wherever, and or here, short-term trade, and you took your eye off it and you're sitting with this, underwater. No guarantee it stops there. In fact, it's done a nice move through back to the previous fourth, and we've got a nice move out. So this could easily end up going, but it's a, temporary targets in between. Okay. So that was one that Ben might have been watching. I think he got in through here. So I hope he took my advice and took something off there. So the importance of taking targets when you can as well, folks. So you can see a couple of methods. This one, projected up. This swing here, the height of that, projected up as well, gave me these. I'm not going to go into too much detail. And then the triangle target in this region here, all clustered in that area there. Right? So the more targets that cluster or confluence, the better. And you can see how accurate it was. So there we go. So we did that yesterday. I didn't just make that up today. So there we go, folks. All right. So good little session, big session. Thank you for your company, folks. So don't forget tomorrow, 60 minutes earlier on Fridays. Friday, yep. Those of you that know where to find it, look out for the watch list. I think with a bit of news around as well, I'd be a little bit careful. Like I said, drop your risk back a little bit. Let the trade setups come to you. If you've had a good week so far, don't give back. Maybe drop your risk back. Okay, look after your psychology. All right, folks. Thanks for your company. Don't forget to that the Trading View streams are probably going to end whenever that is, next Monday. So if you like what we do, folks, why don't you find us and consider joining? We'd love to have you there. So I've enjoyed doing the streams here as well. It's been a real pleasure. I hope that you've got something out of it, folks. You can see my sort of analysis techniques. I've been trading for 16 years full-time and another 3 years part-time, so nearly 20 years. So there we go, folks. I trade for myself with my own funds, and I love what I do. So there we go. All right, folks, take care, trade safe, and talk to you tomorrow.